The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Blackjack, a Jackalope Folk Warlock.
I'm Connor Shenold, and I play Jaska, a Coyote Ranger.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Twitch, a Rat Folk Wizard.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Zionsi, a Spider-Can Cleric.
I'm Kim Cross, and I play Beatrix, a Tabaxi Rogue.
And I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Billy, a Balsam Fighter. And this time, I'm also your Dungeon Master. Join us as we go into the wilds. We find ourselves again outside the mess hall as everyone is leaving for their afternoon activities. And at this point, Callista approaches the group, slowly turning a crystal over in her palm, and she actually makes eye contact with you, Twitch. She holds out her hands to give you this crystal, and she says, "You're out of balance. This should help," and just kind of drops that into your possession.
Twitch squints his eyes at her
And then
and says, "You know what? I am." He takes it from her slowly, but the minute it's in his hand, he quickly stows it away and walks away looking for Kinsley.
the crystal is purple, which is an important note to note. But she draws level with Jaska and bows her head for a moment and says, "Jaska, if you're ready, then we should get going."
Yeah, I'm ready. What's on the list for today?
We're going to my favorite place. And she begins to walk towards the forest, and as the trees close around you, you feel more comfortable than you would have thought. As a pup growing up in the desert, you never imagined you would feel at home surrounded by trees, but after your time in the forest on the material plane and here in the Glimmerwoods, you find a bit of serenity beneath the stretching branches and between the thick, towering trunks. And raspberry, blueberry, and mistletoe, of course, tumble around your feet. Callista notices them and smiles to herself. She says, "What curious little companions you have, Jaska."
Oh yeah, they're my tumbleweeds. This is Blueberry, and she'll pat one of them. And this is Raspberry, and she'll pat the other. And the one over there, that's Mistletoe, get out of that bush. You don't need to be getting out those berries. Come back here. And Mistletoe dejectedly heads back over.
They're a beautiful balance of wind and earth. They're whispers of the elements. They're carriers of tales untold, and you have taken care of them well. Their auras are happy, and they're full of affection for you if you didn't know.
Oh, why, thank you. I like to think I take care of them the best I can. I hope they were okay during my absence a couple of weeks ago.
Their auras seem to say they have forgiven you.
Thank you.
So after walking in the woods for the better part of an hour, most of that off any discernible paths or even game trails, you find yourself in a clearing. You look up and you can see the sun a little closer to the horizon than it was when you exited the mess hall after lunch. She holds her arms out and she says, "We're here. The perfect place for stargazing, the astral retreat." The clearing is ringed by anciently large trees that have large runes carved into their bark, and Callista gestures for you to sit on a large moss-covered rock at the center of the glade.
Well, this is a lovely place. Jessica goes and sits down where she was directed to and looks up. Well, I mean, it's close to being dark now, but still no stars that I can see.
As you say that, her eyes twinkle. She sits next to you, and the moss on the rock is softer than you expect. Blueberry, raspberry, and mistletoe kind of rustle together nearby, and it kind of joins the soft sound of the trees. in the breeze. Callista is sitting close enough to you that your shoulders brush and you can see her eyes full of these like star-filled galaxies. And she places her hands on the rock and breathes in deeply. And as she lets out a slow exhale, night falls in the clearing. The sky darkens, the moon appears, and then stars begin to appear, winking into existence like diamonds against the darkening velvet of night.
Wow, this is very interesting.
Jaska, the world only exists in balance. The heat of the day is tempered by the cool of night, the green of summer by the snow of winter, the vibrant chaos of life by the serenity of death. The astral retreat is a place where the boundaries between the realms blur and where the cosmic dance of stars echoes the dance of our own lives. These ancient trees are the keepers of this sacred place, the guardians of the delicate equilibrium that defines our existence. And she lays back against the rock and looks to the stars. You want to give me a perception? We can see what you can see.
Okay. 21.
You look up into the sky and you recognize the coyote's paw, a cluster of 8 stars that form the shape of a coyote's paw. It's an important constellation for navigating because the bright star in the middle of the paw always points south where you grew up on the material plane in the desert. Give me a history now.
15.
So you remember stories from your childhood of a great shifter named Tala who went on many adventures. Tala died a valiant death protecting her pack and was immortalized in the sky as this constellation. Callista sighs next to you.
Jaska will also lay down next to Callista and just take in the sight of the stars and think for a moment as she catches sight of the coyote's paw. And fascinating, I haven't seen that constellation since I came to the Feywild.
One of my favorite things about the astral retreat is that you can see the night sky of any plane of existence you desire. This is the material plane. These are the stars that you know. We're seeing them as they are right now, wherever it is night.
Oh, that's so fascinating. And Jaska will reach up, point out the coyote's paw. Have you ever heard about the coyote's paw?
I would love to hear what you could tell me about it.
Well, there was this valiant warrior, Tala, and she died a valiant death protecting her pack. She's told in our circles with the coyotes as inspiration for the children and specifically those who are going to move on to be pack leaders.
Do you see yourself in Tala?
I used to not, but I think I do now.
Callista closes her eyes and she places her hands upon the rock again, takes another deep breath, and as she exhales, the stars shimmer and shift before your eyes, and the coyote's paw melts away, and innumerable stars take their place. Now give me a perception.
27.
You recognize the stars of the Feywild now. Their shapes have become familiar to you over the course of the time you've been here. Callista gestures towards them. She says, stars have stories like Tala, and they guide us if we'll listen. They can teach us many things, and every constellation's alignment has an influence on the inhabitants and magic of the plane that they exist on. Look over there and see if you can find the Ember Dancer. Give me a perception.
28.
You see a red star that seems to kind of flicker. It invokes the idea of dancing.
Oh, yeah, I think I see it. The bright red one that's kind of flickering a little.
Yes. The Ember Dancer embodies passion, creation, and the fervent and fiery energies that drive the universe forward. Without her, there can be no new life, no creation, no change. But like the fire she embodies, she can destroy just as easily as create. She must be tempered by her sister, and Callista indicates a nearby bright star that shines a vibrant blue. The Azure Weaver embodies tranquility, introspection, patience, and the calming forces that temper the flames of creation. We must have both in balance. And together, these dancing sisters are the delicate partnership between opposing forces. Their partnership signifies the beauty that arises when opposing energies find common ground. You have been searching for balance. You value strength and valor, but also sacrifice and kindness.
Yeah, I think I'm looking for that balance in myself. I think I'm more like the Weaver than I am the Ember one, but maybe not. What's the reading that you get from me? Who am I more like?
I think you want to be more like the Weaver, but I think that the Ember Dancer drives you. And I think that looking for the spaces in your life where you can create, the spaces in your life where you can strike out, has created opportunities for you. But we've only had 2 conversations, so I could be wrong. She points to a group of stars over in the eastern sky, and she says, there is the Weaver's Loom. It tells of the delicate threads that connect us all, weaving the tapestry of fate. What threads do you see? Why do you believe your fate has brought you here to Camp Glimmerwood?
That's a trickier question. I mostly just kind of wanted to stay with my friends and my pack, and well, most of them didn't have too much to cling on to in the material world, and it's always nice to see other places as well.
So we sacrifice our homeland, we sacrifice the things that we know for the new connections that you've created. So you see, you have the Ember Dancer and you have the Azure Weaver, both inside of you. I want you to take in the stars. I want you to feel the ground breathing beneath us, and I want you to tell me what you see and give me another perception.
23.
You see a series of blue stars winking at you, one stretching to the south, 3 behind in a horizontal line, followed by 1 stretching to the north. The longer you look at this configuration of blue stars, the longer you start to recognize its shape because you've seen it before. The one you saw was small. Same basic shape, same one thing out ahead, maybe a central body, some outstretched wings, and a tail long behind. The blue dragon.
Oh, that constellation up there looks like a blue dragon to me.
And Callista lays there with her eyes closed, her hands behind her head. Oh, that's nice. And she lapses into silence for a moment before cracking one eye open. Where? And she quickly sits up on the rock and looks in the direction you're pointing.
Right around there, the cluster of stars. It's got the longer point, and then like the 3 right there, and then the head. The 3 are like the wings, you know?
Oh boy.
Is that a bad sign?
The blue dragon is a bringer of great change. In the south, as it is, it's a harbinger of turmoil. There's great change on the horizon, and you're caught in the middle of it, I'm afraid. You have been tested, and you will be tested. You're not at the end of your journey yet. You have many miles and many hardships before you find the home and the hearth that you desire.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/RedDirtDnD. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
Back over at Mess Hall, activities are happening, people are leaving.
Eugene approaches the group, leaning on his cane, his stacks of books floating behind him, and eventually gets up to Billy and pushes his glasses up to his nose and his auburn hair out of his eyes. He stops in front of Billy and says, "I'm afraid you might not find my afternoon activity very exciting, but maybe you'll find something interesting at least."
I find many things interesting. I'm always up for an adventure.
Yes, it'll be quite an adventure if you'll just follow me.
Of course.
Eventually, Eugene leads you down the gravel path, but stops at a cabin with a pair of wooden sphinx statues standing guard. Eugene pats each on their front paws. These are Mordenkainen and Elminster. They are great bibliophiles like me, and he reaches forward, opening the door. This is the unofficial Camp Glimmerwood library.
Unofficial?
Well, it's just my cabin. But it's the largest collection of books here at camp. As you walk past, the sphinxes, you can feel their eyes following you.
I don't know if I like these sphinxes. They're watching me, Eugene.
That's fine. That just means you're safe. The protectors of the library.
Should I pat them? Like you patted them?
Oh, yes, you may.
Can I have a little bit of a boost?
Yes. Actually, hold on 1 second, and you see him pull out his book, get his spellcasting focus. He says, "I might have something that might help you get boosted a little bit," as he's going to cast Levitate on you as you start levitating upwards a little bit.
Whoa, this is cool.
And he'll try to hold your leg a little bit and say, "Okay, don't go too far up."
Yeah, flying is new to me. I've only been able to do it for like 2 weeks.
You can fly?
Oh yeah, look at this. And he will use his action and get his mud wings flapping.
Oh, that's interesting.
I guess I actually didn't need a boost. I could have boosted myself.
And he'll jot that down. Can you do that like all the time or only for like a limited time?
I can only do that like once per like day-ish. It's very draining on me.
All right. Well, don't spend too long up there.
I'd only got it for a minute. And so he'll give little pat-pats to both Sphinx statues and try not to get them muddy.
You get back down to the ground, and as you walk in, it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust from the bright sunlight. Once Eugene enters, he waves a hand, and the cabin is filled with warm light. Books cover every available surface in what can only be described as organized chaos. There are shelves along the walls, but they sag under the weight of too many books, each shoved haphazardly into a place with bookmarks poking out the top. The smells are quite nice in here. It smells like books.
You know, this is the second library I've ever been in. Do you have any romance novels?
I might have a few, but it's not really my type of thing. And I'm sorry about, I'm afraid things have gotten a little disorderly around here, so I'm sorry about that. Just been engrossed in particularly fascinating theories about magic and the natures of it and all sorts of stuff like that.
Oh, that's very interesting. Are you looking up things about sphinxes?
No, I know quite a bit about sphinxes. They're pretty interesting animals. I've been researching about these things called flooded glimmers. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Well, Mr. Tinkertop says they're not real. However, I don't necessarily agree. Supposedly, their magical signatures might hold the key to understanding the unique enchantments around here in the Glimmerwoods. I spent all morning looking for a book by a scientist named Ignatius Frostbloom, but can't seem to find it here. Oh wait, hold on, now you might be helpful for that. Would you mind helping me organize the library a little bit?
I mean, I can pick up heavy stuff. I know I'm small, but I'm very strong.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated. We could both work together, get these books back organized, and maybe we'll even do a bit of reading.
Oh, I have bad news, Mr. Eugene.
Yes?
Billy cannot read.
Like at all?
at all.
Like letters of the alphabet? Do you know any of those?
I don't know what.
What's the first letter?
I don't know.
Just a guess.
4.
All right, well, we have a lot to learn. I think I might have something that could help you, but let's organize and it'll be a gift. Let's be organized.
I like presents.
You know what, just give me an athletics check.
Only a 10.
So as you are carrying some of the books, you appear to get a whole bunch of stacks, and you might have gotten a bit too much as you just fall over, and Eugene, as you kind of tumble over, he's only carrying a pretty decent, or levitating behind him is only a decent stack. He's trying not to overwhelm himself, and says, "Ooh, yeah, don't carry that many. I know you're quite strong, I know that, but maybe
They're
not
heavier
that many."
than they look.
Yeah, paper and leather.
You would think paper light, but like lots of papers together, heavy? That doesn't make sense.
Sure. After a little while, you guys do manage to organize the books, get them back in a nice and tidy manner. Meanwhile, he's probably just talking to you about general stuff, about magic.
My friend Blackjack and Twitch, they do lots of magic. They're romantic. And you know, Ziansi do more magic these days. Sometimes he makes whips.
That's interesting. Magic is actually relatively simple to understand, at least on a basic level. There's schools, I don't know if you've ever heard of those, like evocation, illusion.
Just big blank goldfish eyes.
Well, most of them are categorized by like what they do. Like evocation's usually stuff that damages, except for maybe if you're like cure wounds, which is technically an evocation spell, but we won't get much into that. Or abjuration protects you, abjures stuff away, all sorts of stuff. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I totally, I'm right there with you.
Well, I think we just have a few more books to organize, and that group needs to be resituated. All right, let me go fix that. And after a little while, you guys fully get the library done, at which point he says, all right, I think there might be something that might be able to help you read just a little bit.
Okay. Is it lessons? Because that would be helpful.
We could start with this book, and you see him pull out a book called Red Dragon, Blue Dragon.
I like the pictures on that one.
Yes, we'll start with this one, and you see him also pull out a pair of glasses. These might help you focus a little bit better on reading. Here you go.
Oh, are you also a wizard and also an ophthalmologist?
What was that last word?
An ophthalmologist. I heard someone use it somewhere about people who know how eyes work.
I don't necessarily know exactly how eyes work, but I know these will probably help you. They're magical, they kind of go to your prescription, if you know what that means.
No.
All right, well, because of the magics in these, they will allow you to be able to read a little bit better, focus a little bit better whenever looking at words and stuff.
Okay, let's try him. And he puts them on. First, he kind of puts them on so that they go around his ears like Eugene's go around his ears, but then they're all up on top of his head. And so then he's like, oh, that doesn't work, I
just
guess.
Lower it down, yeah.
I mean, I don't have ears to hold them up. We're just gonna hope that they stay and puts them on.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you feel yourself almost focus a little better. Like all of a sudden the words that were once kind of blurry, you can kind of see them fully now. Everything is just so much greater detail than it was before.
You know, these glasses, they bring things into focus literally and metaphorically. I've looked at a lot of words. I don't know what they mean. I usually have Mr. Twitch read things for me. But like, maybe I've been picking things up by osmosis. Cause like, I know what that book is. Red dragon, blue dragon. 1 dragon, 2 dragon. Yellow dragon, green dragon.
Well, that worked really well.
I mean, I feel pretty smart now.
I didn't know they would work quite that well. That's amazing. Let's get reading some books, and Billy, make me an intelligence check, and you have advantage on a history check.
A 19.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're just picking up books, and you pick up a non-picture book and even understand some of the pages in it.
I think this one is about griffins. Whoa!
Yeah. You couldn't read those words before, or?
Nope, watch this. And he takes the glasses off. That means nothing to me. He puts them back on. That says Gavin Griffin.
How about this book and maybe another history check at advantage as you pick up this book that appears to be about magic in some ways.
An 18 and a 2.
18 and a 2. But this, I mean, you're reading books, big words like necromancy.
This book seems to be about Mr. Twitch.
Oh yes, that's you're in the necromancy section. Maybe that's not a good one to start with. How about let's go to illusion. And he flips the pages for you, and all of a sudden you're in illusion section. You get a general understanding of kind of what these are like.
Hey, I feel like I kind of have the basic understanding of the existence of magic now. I'm real smart. Mr. Twitch is gonna be really impressed and disgruntled.
Just go ahead and keep those glasses because they help you out quite a bit. We can spend the rest of the afternoon reading and getting things all ready.
Let's see if we can't find that book by that guy.
Oh, yes. Billy, make me a investigation check, and I'd say still with advantage.
Gonna look around with my fancy eyes now. 14.
Okay, with the combined effort of Eugene and Billy, you manage to find the book. Its cover glimmering like the Glimmerwoods themselves. And as you find it, he says, oh, yes, this is what I've been looking for. He begins to read, and almost silently, he doesn't seem to read out loud as he's just engrossed in the book. And he says, oh, interesting, as he just appears to be completely focused on this.
It's at that moment that you hear the loud gong you heard signal lunch, and you notice the sun is quite a bit lower in the sky than it was. And out at the art barn, Kinsley looks up and says, oh man, it looks like the afternoon got away from us. Time flies when you're having fun, you know. It's time to report to dinner in the mess hall.
So you all are heading to the dining hall, each one of you. As you all are walking, all of a sudden, Beatrix, Billy, and Blackjack, you all kind of convene with your campers. You appear to be on the path between the cabins in the mess hall, and you sort of run into each other.
Oh, Mr. Blackjack, guess what?
What's going on, Billy?
Look at my fancy new glasses.
Those are amazing. We should get you some goggles so they wrap around your head.
Yeah, the lack of ears is really, because they're up there and need some kind of your ears also look real, that's a fancy hat.
Oh, and it's great. I got this hat from Brock.
Eugene gave me these glasses, and guess what? I can read now. What?
No
Turns out I
way.
could read the whole time. I'm just blind as a bat.
Oh, Billy. Billy, I am so excited for you.
They didn't do anything really special, but apparently Billy can read more effectively than they used to be able to, which I was not expecting.
At this point, Dahlia and Beatrix are definitely arms linked BFFs, and notices Blackjack and Brock and says, oh, Blackjack, how was your workout this afternoon?
I did very badly. I am not very good at it.
It was not great.
But
I'm proud of you for trying.
Thank you, Beatrix. And I did try. I mean, I might as well as, I've got my friend Brock here. I didn't want to let him down. Unfortunately, even with a little bit of guidance from my patron, I still couldn't do it.
It takes time to get a hang of it. It's fine.
It's not hard, Mr. Blackjack. Being strong you just lift stuff.
Well, you do it over and over again, though, so you get a little bit stronger. It's not something that happens automatically, right?
I don't know how I got so strong as just a little possum.
You are very strong as a possum.
Maybe it was all of the bugs. I hear there's lots of protein.
That might be it. Oh, maybe I should eat more bugs.
They are delicious.
As you all are having this conversation, all of a sudden this almost loud buzzing sound starts coming from the woods. Almost like something flapping at very high speed. And you hear what almost sounds like maybe a wolf howling, as we're gonna see what the other group is doing. Twitch, Jaska, and Ziansi, you guys emerge from the woods and you see each other with your campers as well. What would you guys like to do as you guys are heading towards the dinner hall?
I am picking little bits of glue out from my fur, and it's not just glue. No, it's glue with sparkle in it.
Twitch. Beyonce as well.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Jaska, you're magical.
There's my friends. I gotta go.
We're going the same way.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to leave the campus.
Okay.
Where'd you get all sparkly from?
Oh, I was helping clean up some supplies.
Twitch is quite the artist. He made a really, really good paper mache dragon head.
Oh yeah, it's great. You should see what he can do with.
So
Never mind.
I don't do that anymore. Where have y'all been? What?
Yeah, look. Okay, here, hold this little wooden kind of bowl thing with the white mushroom, but don't touch it.
Oh yeah, man.
Pretty sure it's poisonous.
You really don't want to touch that one.
Yeah. And it stings like a burn, like cold.
Did you touch it?
What?
Did you touch that?
Why, who would do that? That'd be nuts.
Beyonce.
Not touching it, not taking the bowl.
Okay. And he kind of juggles that one in one hand and then reaches over and says, later. Oh yeah, I didn't take any of those. later we have to go back out into the woods because I found what I'm pretty sure is a shadow spore cluster and possibly, and then possibly the upside down crown that puts you in the ground. I can't exactly remember, but it's very dangerous. But because you know stuff about magic and poisons and death, I thought that perhaps, we could put some things together. Why are you... Oh, I'm doing the same thing. Glances over at Kinsley. I'm sorry, Twitch.
I need to find Blackjack. I have something I want him to look at.
And as you say that, once again, coming from the woods, there appears to be this buzzing sound, almost like a very fast flapping, and a wolf howl, as I need everyone to roll initiative. Oh gosh. Who got a 20 or higher?
24.
21.
15 or higher.
18.
17.
17.
You're gonna have the higher.
Probably
I've
true.
got a 3.
I've got a 4.
Twitch, what'd you get?
6.
So, shooting through the woods, you see moving fairly quickly these giant, almost wasp-like creatures. They appear to have their stingers ready.
How giant?
They are medium. And followed behind them appears to be 2 large wolves. And I do want to ask, who put on bug repellent soap?
Billy definitely did. He's
Yes, I do, because I actually said I was going to take a shower, so...
So Billy did?
Mm-hmm.
I did
Jaska
during
did?
every the part where I kicked the boys out.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else do that? Anyone else would have done that?
I would have done
Or I'm going to
Okay.
now.
Because you had time, because you were resting.
resting.
So, yeah. So Twitch, how about you?
Nah.
But I've got a short rest between working out. Because when I cast Identify, that was...
No, man. We're going straight from working
Cast
out.
Identify is a ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are starting with Blackjack. You see these wasps and these wolves.
It's been this morning that we fought the...
Glimmerlynxes, yeah.
Glimmerlynxes,
Yeah.
right? And I cast Hex on one of them.
So Hex is still up.
24 hours, yeah, I still got Hex. That's a nice thing to know. So I have actually all my spell slots back, and I cast Hex on, let's go with one of the wolves.
I will point out, just for general description, the wolves do look a lot more beefier than the wasps.
And those are the large ones?
Those are the large ones,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to cast Hex on the one on the left. And I'm going to just go and do an Eldritch Blast at, we'll go with the gray one that I just hexed.
Okay.
14?
14 will hit.
Oh, excellent. D10 plus a D6 for the Hex. 13 points of force damage. Second attack, 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
11 points of force damage. And I say, Billy, it's all yours. And I go back 15 feet.
Let's say, as you hit it with these 2 other blasts, this wolf appears to take it. Beatrix, it is your turn.
How far away am I from wasps?
45 feet. But you can always bonus action dash.
Yes, I can. So I guess up I shall.
All right, you are right next to this wasp.
Oh, yucky. Okay, we'll see.
As you see it flinching a little bit away from you with the bug repellent,
Yeah. Do I get advantage because I'm wearing bug?
No.
Oh, that's a sad thing.
it's just not going to
I
get
gotta remember
advantage on you.
how she does things. 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
42.
Golly!
So
Awesome.
you stab into this wasp. It does not look good as you just hit a very bad spot on it.
And then I flee.
How many more feet do you have?
15?
As the wasp's wings start flapping a little slower now, as it's not looking the greatest. Jaska, on the other side with the 2 wolves and wasps with your group.
I, as a free action, will yell at the kids to get behind the counselors, and I would like to drop Fairy Fire. It's a 20-foot cube. Can I get both the wasps and one of the gray one?
So you can either get 2 wasps or 1 wolf and 1 wasp.
I'll do 1 wolf and 1 wasp. Let's do the gray one. I need a dex.
So first, let's start with the wasp. Will be a 5. So
Fail.
yes, it is fairy fired. And then for the wolf, will be a 14.
That fails.
Okay, they both are fairy fired.
And move me up like 15 feet.
You cast this fairy fire as the wasp and the wolf start glowing. What color do they start glowing?
Orange.
And you move up right next to Ziansi, standing right beside each other. Ziansi.
Ziansi asks Grandma Spider for a little bit of help, and I need a wisdom saving throw from the red wolf that's 30 feet away or so in the corner.
A 15.
Just made it as he prays to Grandma Spider for him to change the situation, and maybe the wolf flickers for a second, but polymorph fails. And then just stays right where it's at.
So yeah, you try to cast polymorph as you see it start to shrink down. What were you trying to turn it into?
Probably
probably a chihuahua.
A chihuahua. You see it start. To shrink down a little bit as it just resists it and goes back to full size. Billy.
Okay, if only I hadn't used my wings to pet those sphinxes. I'm so far away and I'm so small. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold an attack action.
Do you want to move up and hold an attack action?
Yeah, move level at least with Beatrix. And hold an attack action for anything that's gonna get us. And then I'm gonna look at the wasps. I'm gonna point 2 fingers in my eyes and point 2 fingers at them and say, "You're what I'm having for dinner."
Give me an intimidation check.
Nat 20 for a 22.
Both the wasps look at you, and I guess what I would describe as a wasp frowning, they both do. And they both look like they don't want to come near you right now.
Yeah.
Wild.
I'm gonna eat them.
So it is actually the wasps and the wolves' turn. We'll start with Group B real quick. So the 2 wasps are actually going to go up to Beatrix, trying to avoid Billy.
But did he get it within range?
Actually, I will say one does get in range.
Okay, so can I attack him?
Yes.
Okay. Also, what I'm gonna do before I attack him, I'm gonna use a superiority die with one of my new maneuvers called Brace. When a target you see moves within reach, use a reaction and make 1 attack against him.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2 attacks.
I'm gonna get an extra, 16. Sword of Stone and Mud is 15 damage.
Next attack?
Only a 23 to hit.
Only, yeah.
13.
13 damage? All right. I'd say that one, as it takes 2 slashes, appears to not look great. The first one will be a sting for a natural 1 against Beatrix. Second sting will be a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Then 2 more from the other one, as they are trying to sting you. 20 to hit.
Hits.
7 points of piercing, and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Don't sting my friend.
14.
All right, you feel your body start to almost freeze, but you appear to fight it off as this poison's been injected into you for just a second. And then last attack from the wasp will only be a 13 to hit.
Fails.
Then the 2 wolves, they're gonna move up to Billy. As they see a small little appetizer. They do have pack tactics, so they will get advantage. First a bite, 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
11 points of piercing, make me a strength saving throw.
18.
All right, you're good as they try to pull you down. The second one's also gonna make an attack. A natural 20.
Oh yeah.
For 22 points of piercing, and maybe a strength saving throw.
Only a 13.
Only a 13. You are knocked prone as this one pulls you to the ground and slams you into it.
Don't worry, Eugene, this is part of the plan.
The other group, the 2 wasps, are gonna move up. 2 sting attacks coming at Ziansi. Lowest to hit will be a 15.
That is a miss.
All right, and the next to hit will be a 22.
That's a hit.
All right, 7 points of piercing, make me a con save.
Only a 9 on the Constitution save.
You feel this poison rushing through your body as you freeze and are paralyzed while you're poisoned.
Ah!
Jaska, you see that as you're getting 2 attacks at you, will be a miss. And will also be a miss. The 2 wolves, another attack coming at Jaska, and the wolf, a 16 to hit.
That hit.
All right, 11 points of piercing, make me a strength save.
16.
You're good, and then 1 attack against Ziansi, which has advantage and is an auto crit. Unfortunately, if it hits, is going to be a natural 20 on the hit, actually. So,
Yeah.
22 points of damage.
Okay.
You're paralyzed, aren't you?
Correct.
So you are just knocked prone as it pulls you to the ground. Twitch, it is your turn.
Kids, stay back. I'm gonna slowly start moving backwards as I target the one glowy with inflict wounds.
Oh, you're going up?
I got range, but it's like cast.
Inflict wounds.
For mechanics purpose, I'll cast a spell and then I'll move. But I'm just like walking backwards, going and casting.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. 24 to hit. Okay.
And against the wasp or the wolf?
The wasp.
The wasp.
And so that is going. I'm casting at 3rd level, so I'll pop that slot off. I got this and 25 points of necro damage.
Anything else?
No, I moved and watching the kids.
So somehow these creatures broke the barrier and got through.
Red Dirt D&D Tales from the Wilds is Kiri Hester as Billy and our Dungeon Master, Connor Shenold as Jaska, Johnny Payne as Twitch, Kim Cross as Beatrix, Brooke Bullock as Ziansi, and I'm Michael Cross as Blackjack. The showrunner for Campaign 2 is Aidan Cross. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician PJ Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music, courtesy of Monument Studios, Sirenscape, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by SD Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we travel farther into the wilds.
Huzzah, your camp counselor! So what are you into? Bugs!
Billy does like bugs. He's also a big fan of berries.
Batteries.
And pie. Anything else? Mud!
And mud. I am a mud prince.
When
all this, Michael?
when you know your teammate's character, right? Like,
Right.
Listen, Bill,
Well, that's why I say I got Yahtzee down really well. I can do Yahtzee anytime.
if we ever need a replacement, we got it right there. Woo!
The crystal is purple, which is an important note to note. But as
I'm
you
just glad
draw,
you didn't like pop it in your mouth.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to do.
I'm out of balance? Okay, thanks for the vitamin.
Thanks for the Snickers.
Metamucil.
Was I the only one thinking Pop Rocks? I mean,
3 behind in a horizontal line, followed by 1 stretching to the north. It's kind of hard to describe. Believe it or not, I spent like a solid 15 minutes trying to figure out how to describe constellations in audio format.
Yeah. 3 right there, and then the head. The 3 are like the wings, you know?
Oh boy.
Is that a bad sign?
Well,
Is that like pulling the tower out of the tarot deck?
Just give me an athletics check.
only a 10.
So as you are carrying some of the books, you get a whole bunch of stacks, and you might have gotten a bit too much as you just fall over and...
The scene from Cinderella where Gus tries to carry all the corn.
I think there might be something that might be able to help you read just a little bit.
Okay. Is it lessons? Because that would be helpful.
Go
Do you
through
have
books.
Sesame Street on DVD?
Elmo likes Billy.
They're magical. They kind of go to your prescription, if you know what that means.
No.
All right. Well, that...
knows ophthalmologist, but doesn't know prescription. Billy has the weirdest background ever when it comes to his educational gaps.
Billy, make me an intelligence check, and you have advantage.
Like giving a diploma to the scarecrow. It's like all of a sudden, the square of their hypotenuse is done.
Dr. Alucard. That's right.
Maybe you just needed glasses this whole time.
You couldn't see the chalkboard.
There's absolutely no magic to the glasses. Billy just can't
Like I said,
see.
it's giving the diploma to the scarecrow.
Or the feather to Dumbo. Like, you're just like, I can read.
It's been inside you the whole
Oh,
time.
Billy, the dyslexic opossum.
Mr. Twitch is going to be really impressed and disgruntled.
Possibly a little jealous.
As you all are walking, all of a sudden, Beatrix, Billy, and Blackjack, or as the B team, as I like to call them, sorry.
Oh, isn't this great? I got this hat from Brock. Oh, wait a minute. Billy, Beatrix,
Yes.
Blackjack, and Brock.
Oh, I love this!
You can be part of the B team.
I'm sorry, Eugene. You break it up. That's a Eugene.
Oh, terribly sorry about that. Yeah, B team! As we're going to see what the other group is doing. Twitch, Jaska, and Zianti.
The A team.
It might be hard to have you wearing those glasses. We should get you some contact lenses.
I don't know if my little fingers could, like, get them in there. I don't even know we're fighting.
Excellent. I love it.
Whose side are you on?
It's co-DMing. This is how it works. You play to your co-DM strengths. Oh, also, since we're kind of off mic, your campers aren't fighting. Don't ask them to. They're
Yeah.
children.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
You're not going to be a hero until you get in there. Come
Oh, that's
on.
right. Brock might actually have a better chance of doing it.
Right.
Does the bug repellent also repel spiders? Would Zianti
Zianti not like us?
He's all broke out in a rash. He's like,
Kinsley, did you soap up with that bug repellent soap?
Of course I
Stand
did.
in front of me.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand there and be proud of myself.
Yeah,
for the moment.
Beatrix, you have skewered the wasp.
As the
He
wasps,
has been impaled.
I, as a free action, will yell at the kids to get behind the counselors.
I move behind.
yeah, sure, man, whatever. I'm behind you. And the wolves start glowing. What color do they start glowing?
Orange.
Jaska,
As-
you've matched their auras perfectly.
We are starting with Blackjack. You see these wasps and these wolves. That's a good episode name. Wasps
is.
and
It is.
wolves.
Wasps
and wolves.